Welcome back to America Decides. Democrats are leaning into the issue of abortion rights up and down the ballot this year. The Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee, or the organization responsible for getting Democrats elected to the Senate, has even launched a website criticizing Republicans for their stance on the issue. CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion sat down with the chairman of the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee, Gary Peters, to discuss the party's strategy for keeping the Senate.
Is abortion rights still a winning issue for Democrats in this cycle?
There's no question. It continues to be a powerful issue. We continue to see it play out in recent referendums. In Ohio, for example, a recent referendum. We know it is incredibly powerful. We're now looking at other referendums that will likely be on the ballot in key battleground states across the country. And we know when people have an opportunity to make their voice heard at the ballot box, they take advantage of that. They show up, they vote in big numbers, and clearly Republican candidates are on the wrong side of this issue, and it's going to hurt them come election time.
Particularly in some of these red states, Ohio, Montana, where you have some competitive contest with Senator Sherrod Brown, Senator Jon Tester, both incumbents. Are you advising them to lean into this issue? How are you advising them to navigate this issue of abortion rights specifically in those states?
Well, our incumbents take the positions that they care deeply about, and first and foremost, they're about their state. Jon Tester is all about what he believes is best for the people of Montana. And I know he feels very strongly that women should have reproductive freedom in Montana, just like they should have that everywhere in the country. Sherrod Brown has a long history. People know exactly where Sherrod is, so he will lean in. And that's because it comes from who they are. It's about who they are as individuals that leads their campaigns.
I mean, more broadly speaking, when you look at the map, obviously it's a bit more challenging than it was in the last cycle, but is there a scenario where Democrats can retain the majority?
Oh, absolutely. I'm confident. Certainly we have our challenges in the cycle, but you know, I was the DSCC chair last cycle, and I remember coming into that job and folks said, Gary, this is a monumental task. You're going to have to go against history. The party in power, the White House, loses in the midterm, all of the factors that were in the environment at that time. And I said, no, we have, the issues are on our side. We have candidates of superior quality. We're running better campaigns. And we made history. We did, for the first time, not only held the majority, but expanded it. First time since the 1930s that happened. And when I look at what happened last cycle, we have the same dynamics this cycle. The same thing. People are saying it's tough. I'm going, yes, I've been there. We have all been there. We're still going to win. We have superior candidates. We continue to win on issues like reproductive freedom. We have a clear advantage where American people know that we are on their side. And we're going to run superior campaigns. So we're going to bring back all of our incumbents and hold the states we currently have, including Michigan, which is an open seat with the retirement of Senator Stabenow, but we're going to have a great candidate there and a clear contrast. And then we're going to go on the offense. We have real opportunities in both Florida and Texas to pick up 2 seats. So I'm excited about the race. There's a lot on the line.
With respect to President Biden, I mean, is there any concern that he could potentially be a drag on the ticket, particularly with respect to some of these Senate candidates? I mean, even in your own home state, I think it was the Detroit News that found that the former president leads President Biden by 8 points, and only 17% of likely voters say that President Biden deserves another term. So how do your candidates overcome that?
Well, first off, it's really early in the polling cycle, so I always take those with a real grain of salt, and someone who's been involved in campaigns for a lot of years.
But it's not just Michigan. I mean, it's other battleground states, too.
It is, yeah, it is, and you see that. And when you think about it, polling at this early stage, there's really no risk for someone when someone calls up and says, hey, who are you voting for? That's a low-risk thing to tell a pollster, and you may be angry about something. There's issues out there that people may not like, and so they'll express that. But it's a whole different calculus for those individuals on Election Day. Now they're actually making a decision. Who do you want to be the president for the next 4 years? We know with President Trump, it was absolute chaos in this country for 4 years. We know there's been tremendous accomplishments by President Biden, and people will make that choice on Election Day. And it's also about running good campaigns and about making sure that our voters turn out. And that's what we were able to do in our Senate races last cycle. We're going to do it again. And in some of those states where it's difficult for the president to win, we also have candidates who have proven that they run above the Democratic base.
With respect to some of the other key Senate races, one of which you mentioned, Arizona, have you gotten any further indication from Senator Sinema if she is going to run?
I have not. No, she is still a valuable member of our caucus. I do a great deal of work with her on the Homeland Security Committee. She's very involved in the border discussions right now. We'll wait to see what she plans on doing.
Have you had any recent conversations with her?
I've had recent conversations about a variety of things, but not about the election.
And then one other race I want to ask you about more specifically, the state of New Jersey. I know you have called on Senator Bob Menendez to resign. Recently, he indicated that he will likely make a decision about re-election this spring. Do you think he should run? And if he does, would the DSCC support him if he wins the primary?
No, I've been very clear. I think he should resign. That position stands, and it's not going to change. But I'm also confident that a Democrat will be elected in New Jersey. That's going to be pretty clear. That's not one we worry about. There are a number of other candidates that have already announced that they're running for that position.
But just to be clear, if he does run, if he were to win the primary, DSCC would or wouldn't back him?
I've been clear on my position.